Hello, baby.
I was crazy once.
I'm thinking of a number.
Guys, I have a very, very serious question for you all.
Oh my god, what is it?
What? Yeah, where? when you have your phone,
Okay.
like your smartphone, whatever, what have you. Oh, by the way, what kind of phones? What kind of phones you guys got? What?
Bro?
I know we all have iPhones. Okay.
You're never gonna believe this.
Whoa.
Yeah,
In a few days, I'm gonna have the 17 Pro.
you're gonna have. Wow, that's
17
two above
Pro.
mine.
Yeah, because I have the 14, and then the battery fucking sucks ass now, and the charging port is perpetually dirty. No matter how many times I fucking go in there with toothpicks, it doesn't charge very reliably, and so I'm very excited to have a new phone.
Do you do it every
And
3
it's
years?
blue.
Is it like a
No, I don't.
like a Jesus Christ thing?
Yeah, it is a Jesus Christ thing. I don't know. I guess I kind of end up doing it every like 3 or 4 years. I generally try to keep my phones as long as I can before upgrading. But this time, I just had an upgrade.
It's falling apart.
It's not.
Guess,
It's like the battery is just like, dude, the battery health is at like 77 or 76 or something like that. Like. And that was the biggest thing. I just got so tired of having to like charge this thing all the goddamn time. And the charging not even reliably working. So, here's the thing I'm really excited for. Just switching over to USB-C for everything. I'm finally getting rid of lightning cable.
Yours is right before the change because mine was the 15. And wow, okay. MJ, you have a 15 also, right?
No, I'm still in the 13.
Wow, okay.
I try to do it like 5 years or like I guess 5 generations minimum because I went from the 7 plus to the 13. So it's like you can see like the difference is bigger. It's like, so like it really feels like an upgrade. So maybe, I don't know, maybe like this year or next year I'll upgrade whatever the 18 is going to be.
Yeah, I think I do every 3 or so. Usually there's something fucked up about my phones. I think I had like the iPhone, I remember the 8C, remember that? Like the kind of like pastel color thing?
Oh, yeah, the plastic
from
one.
like college or whatever. And then I had that that was like my first iPhone. And then I think I had the XR, which is the 10, and I got the 8C pre-owned. And I had the XR, and then that's the one that got stolen out of my hands. And then I think I had the 12 or something like that. Yeah, 2 years after that, it was 3 years for the 15, and then so far mine's good. I don't really want to upgrade anything unless I absolutely like have to. Like I guess none of us are like a every year kind of a thing. I don't know how you live like that.
I'm not an early adopter.
Too much.
Especially with how expensive, like every year they get like more expensive for the base model.
Yeah, I don't need as long as I can charge it, like it can last a day without me having to recharge it, like that's good. Although I don't know if mine's actually like that, you know.
Does the USB-C port like get less dirty? Like, is it the lightning that it really gets like fucked up and full of lint, or is that anything that you carry around in your pockets every day?
I think it's anything because I think that I just end up charging mine because I'm always scared of like my phone dying and I'm like I'm trapped. But especially when traveling, right? Like in I don't know, New York or Japan or other places, what have you. I'm always scared that my phone will die and I'll be trapped forever.
I'm trapped forever.
I don't know anyone's phone number. I know MJ's home phone, which I don't even know if MJ you still have a landline, or at least I guess your parents.
Yeah, I mean they still have it because I mean. My dad just has it, so...
Well, I guess in an emergency, I can either call my parents or your parents' home.
Yeah. Like,
that's the only thing I have, like, memorized in my head. Because even my grandparents don't have a landline anymore. They just have their iPhones.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hey, none of us are villains, by the way. I guess they've gotten rid of that rule for movies, I think, nowadays. Well, my question for you guys is, where do you put your phone pocket? Sorry, what...
Where do
I put my phone pocket? On my pants.
Where do you
I sew it inside every jacket.
Where do you put your phone when you're out? You know, where do you put it?
I do the front right pocket.
Front right pocket. Got
Yeah.
it. Okay. If
Yeah,
you're wearing
wait.
a jacket at all, like a sport coat or even a leather jacket or short jacket, do you put it in there or you keep it in your pants?
If I'm wearing a sport coat, usually it goes into the inside breast pocket.
Got it.
But if I'm wearing a short jacket or anything, it's almost always front right pocket.
Just so you keep it in. You don't even use your short jacket pockets.
No, well, because it's like I feel like the phones are usually like heavy enough that they start to deform. Like I don't know, like
Oh, I see.
it's less stable, I guess. If it has an inside
Your
pocket,
jeans
that's good.
are
but,
stronger than your rayon
but
jacket
I'm also
pocket. I
like I'm
see.
thinking about like the kind of like hand warmer like side pockets.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm always afraid my phone's just gonna like slip out of that. If it's like the kind of like bomber top pocket, I don't know the right terms for all these, but hopefully you guys know what I mean.
Yeah, like the patch pocket, you know.
Yeah, that
like,
I'm more likely to use a jacket for that, but usually I just stick with the pants because then I more reliably also feel the vibrations or whatever.
And you love those vibes.
I love those vibes.
The V's.
Cell phone
Yeah.
vibes.
Yeah.
MG, what about you?
I try to put it in if I'm wearing a jacket, in the jacket pocket as much as possible. Even with the short jackets, and so especially the short coats, just like I put it in there.
Yeah,
It's
that
and
makes
I
sense.
I try my best not to like put it in my pants pockets, like any of the pants pockets. I kind of don't like. Especially like if I'm sitting down at any point, like I don't want to like have to like take it out and just like I don't know, put it somewhere else, so
Yeah.
it stays out of the pants.
Plus, you don't want to like accidentally like fart on your phone. And then
Fart
you
on
get
my
pink eye
phone.
when you call someone. Oh no.
Yeah.
Or like sit there like you come out and like your screen's cracked because your ass is just too big or something like that.
It also just feels less comfortable because like when your legs move and it's pressing against like a rectangle of metal and plastic, it just doesn't sit
Right.
comfortably.
Yeah. Well, this comes to a head because I was at Cafe Tondo as I normally am. If you guys want to read my article of a place I keep going to, it's not that it's like an amazing place. It's just that it's open on Sundays, and they have jazz at 7 on Sunday. So it's kind of like nice to, as our friend Marco would say, fight off the Sunday scaries, And like Jack was there. He's like, man, I'm tired of this. He like takes his phone out of his butt pocket. I'm like, why did you do that? Like, you're sitting on a stool. He's like, well, I always put it in my butt pocket. I'm like, Jack, you're wearing a sport coat. Why are you like why are you doing this? He's like, well, I put it in there. Like, even if you're wearing a jacket, you're gonna put it in your butt pocket?
That's crazy.
He's like,
man.
yeah. And then Hao Cheng also was like, yeah, I do that too. I'm like, you guys are crazy. You guys are literally insane. I don't know how you like. Why would you do that? Like, it makes no, especially if you're wearing a sport coat. It's designed. Yeah. They knew back in 1784 when they made the first sport coat or whatever. They knew that a cell phone, a cellular device, was gonna fit right in that breast pocket. And yet
Ben
these
Franklin
men
said that.
Yeah, he said, "I'm gonna cheat on my wife a lot. I love turkeys."
Yeah.
Right? He likes turkeys. Right? That's it.
Or does
right?
Does he hate turkeys because he wants to eat them?
Oh, I see.
Or was
Well,
it? Or did he say that the? I don't fucking remember. I don't remember if he said that we should be eating eagles or turkeys or some shit.
Oh yeah, like in an alternate universe, like he said that his view, his like the mascot for America should have been the turkey, not the eagle. I think.
Okay, that's what he said.
I don't know. I just said it. Don't hold me to this. That's
I'm gonna hold you to it. I'm gonna write a book with that as.
Is it because the turkey looks like him?
Yeah, the turkey looks like him, and he's like, "This would be cool."
He said, "This is the one."
Yeah. But I thought it was insane that that Jack puts it in his back pocket. Like, his butt, not even it's his butt pocket. Like, that's, and he's sitting down. He's like, oh, gotta text the wife and like, leans over.
That's uncomfortable.
Exactly. That's
like,
the worst.
Why would you do that? I don't understand it. Just put it in your jacket pocket. Good God,
dude, that's what girls do. Put it in their back
pockets?
pocket. No, back pockets.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
because they don't have front pockets. But see, we have front pockets. Why are we
true.
like taking care of this You know, why are we doing this?
I don't understand it. Jack, if you're listening to this, and I know you are, you're weird. You're weird for putting it, and I'll even go as far as to say anyone else listening to this who you put your phone in your back pocket, like maybe if you're just wearing jeans or something like that, whatever, fine. If you're wearing a jacket, if you have a bag, if you have something that could, anything else that could hold it, that's weird. Put it in your jacket pocket, please.
Put it in there.
Welcome everyone. Welcome to Sound Direction, a Menswear podcast without your stuffiness, without any stuffiness. I'm Ethan, and I'm joined by my two bestest friends in the whole world and my podcast cohorts.
Yeah, I'm
Tell
Spencer.
them your names.
And I'm MJ.
I hope everyone's having a good beginning of the year, even though everything's on fire out there. Ice is being evil, as always. I feel like, it sucks.
Yeah,
well, I guess for a second I thought it was worse because I was like, wait, did we go in a time loop to last year when everything was literally on fire? But luckily that's not happening at the same time that all the other terrible things are happening.
Yeah. Yes, I'm glad that my dad doesn't have to evacuate yet again. That'd be crazy. Speaking of crazy though, my car got towed.
No.
Oh no.
Like, did you park illegally or what?
No, I wasn't. That's the whole thing.
Okay.
I mean, am I gonna start having to take pictures of how far I am from like curbs and lips?
Was it like a driveway?
Every time I go out. Yeah, it was a driveway, but I was like, oh, there's plenty of room, and I come back, and my car's gone. That's what was crazy to me, and that was like $500, which is
Jesus.
That's crazy.
Insane. I called them like that night to like confirm my car was there, and I was like, "Can I get it right now?" They're like, "No," and I'm like, "What? Like that's insane." And then I had to go the next day and get it. So
unbelievable.
Unbelievable stuff. The good news is that the fill, which I saw right before that, the LA fill was really, really good, and yeah, it was kind of also it sucks because I was like off this high of like, damn, classical music's so good. I love orchestras. I love piano concertos. John Adams had a piano concerto, and this guy, I think it's Olafsson, is a pianist. He did the new commission, or he played for John Adams' commission, and it was really cool. He even said he compared music to like. Or a good piece, like a good suit, and I'm like, is this guy a Menswear guy?
Whoa!
And so I feel like he is. I'm gonna look him up right now. His name is
Mr.
Vikingur Olafsson. His name is a type of people.
Whoa!
I mean, I feel like if you're European, you're kind of a Menswear guy. You know what I mean? Like your guys are just incredibly well dressed. He's got like P3 lenses with like a turtleneck and a big old dramatic coat, so I feel like he is a Menswear guy. But he was really
funny.
good.
Several months ago on campus, there were some visiting professors from a university in Germany.
Okay.
And they were all
they look German?
Well, they were all like wearing suits and like I don't know. I feel like they were going more casual because they were wearing just like blazers with like like button ups or whatever. Like, but they were not doing ties, but they would be with the American professors who were in like jeans and like a sweatshirt or whatever. It was kind of funny to see the difference.
Oh yeah, we are, as you say, American casual. We are not wearing ties.
Yeah,
that's what they would say.
They were saying.
Have you guys had any
funny German humor moment? There was like one professor talking about something, and I don't remember this was months ago. He was telling a story that involved they were like, it's like I went on vacation on a very small island. I can't remember the name. And then after like 30 seconds of them saying it, like one of the German professors spoke up and said, the name of the island was England. You are in England. And that was their joke. The name of the island they couldn't remember was England.
Who could forget?
Yeah.
Who could forget?
And I was
England
like,
is an island.
That's a funny ass joke, bro.
I recently confused archipelago or archipelago, whatever the fuck you want to call it, with peninsula. Like,
okay, rookie mistake.
This is why I'm bad at geography.
Yeah.
But for the fill, I haven't done this before. I wore a camel coat with my tuxedo.
Oh, that's
that was
cool.
Kind of. Yeah, I feel like that's very, very 90s. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that, like very Ralph Lauren, you know?
It always makes
First,
me think of Singing in the Rain. I know he's not wearing a camel. He's wearing like a white coat in that, I guess. But like every time I see a tan coat with a tuxedo, I think of that.
Yeah, it is kind of fun that the polo coat. I know we talked about it in the outerwear thing, but like the polo coat is like the menswear coat. Like it's either that or like the Belle McCann. But I feel like the polo coat now with like everyone collecting vintage Ralph and then Ralph, you know, and also J Press I think came out with their thing too. Like I feel like the polo coat is like the menswear coat now. And I'm glad I already own one. Even though it's more of a camel colored double-breasted overcoat because it doesn't have like the patch flap pockets or like the flap breast pocket, and it doesn't have. I don't think mine has swelled edges, so it's not super accurate. But yeah, what have you guys been up to that you had a really good outfit for? You know, like what? Give me one or two things that you were like that. I wore this to this and it was awesome. You know.
I don't know. I've been doing like little just. I can't afford to travel, so like me and my girlfriend have just been doing like, I don't know, little mini vacations just in places that we've already been to, but like we just kind of pretend it's somewhere.
What does that mean?
I don't know, like we'll just like walk around like Chinatown in LA. Like we just took like the bus over there, so it wasn't like, okay, now let's go back to our car. We kind of had to like walk around the city as though we were like visiting it, which was fun.
That's cool.
We're doing it this weekend at like Old World Village in Orange County, which is a little German town.
Wow, lots of German stuff happening today. I feel like.
Yeah. What? Oh yeah, that's right. I was talking about German professors a second ago. But anyway,
call back. Yeah.
Call back. For all of those, I kind of dress like how would I dress on vacation? So I'll take some pictures tomorrow, and
what does
send that.
Yeah. What does an American in Germany like? Think of like post-war, like maybe like in Germany in like the 60s or something. I guess it would still be West Berlin and East Berlin at that time because of the Cold War.
Well, see, I always just do stuff like lots
one
of
outfit
pockets,
for each, actually.
Lots of pockets. My fun shirt is really good for like American on vacation vibe. So I have been wearing the fun shirt a lot lately because also like I don't wear it during winter. Because it feels, it doesn't feel like it fits with cold weather. So now that it's starting to warm up again, and it's been hot and dry lately in a way that I do not like.
But the
fun
my
shirt's good for
allergies
that.
have been in full force because of that weather change. It's gonna be 80 degrees like the next 2 weeks, at least at the time of recording.
My God.
And so yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, please, I love that. Like I like the kind of like little theme of it, right? Like the American on vacation and like your own. Like you're from like I don't know, from Michigan and you're visiting Los Angeles and you want to go to Chinatown. You know what I mean? Like I feel like, or I guess in the case of the German thing, like as if you were in Germany. But I think that's kind of fun to like dress like on theme.
Yeah,
that's kind of our whole thing. I feel. I mean, that's literally like what we do for fun, or we're just making like a prompt and we just dress like it, you know.
Yeah.
MJ, what about you? Any fun? What's been an outfit?
Yeah.
I guess Spencer's was a future outfit, but what's a recent one that you've done?
Speaking of on theme, well, I guess it can even roll into like uniform almost because
okay.
So I've been playing around with like what I would wear as like an EMT. Because I don't know if I said on the podcast I'm taking that course, but basically for the ride-alongs, the dress code's gonna be like black or navy, like chino pants, white shirt. So I've been wearing what I have already with my navy outerwear pieces, the Drake's short coat or the navy short jacket with my Buzz Rickson work shirt.
Chambray.
Yeah. So that's been cool to like even though it's a pretty, I guess, like regular or normal outfit to put it one way. It's good. I've been wearing it with my I guess my work boots or my like Nike Gore-Tex work boots.
Practical.
because it's just super super functional, easy to move in and be on your feet a lot.
Yeah, I mean you gotta be ready to activate the jaws of life and save people and shit.
Activate jaws.
Activate my jaws.
That's what Steven Spielberg said on set. Activate jaws, please.
And it didn't fucking activate, man.
Come on, man.
That's the whole thing of the shark.
The shark is not working. Yeah. The shark is not working. Little Universal Studios backlot tour humor for you all.
Yeah, breaking the illusion.
Speaking of humor here.
Humor.
Did you guys see the new Ralph Lauren men's show? Like that came out in Milan.
You mean the fucking clown show? I'm kidding.
The man show.
You hear that, Ralph? We think that you're. Yeah.
Was that Jimmy Kimmel?
Is that who?
Who hosted the man show, or is that someone else?
Oh yeah.
I don't remember. Jimmy Kimmel and Adam Carolla.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah. Adam Carolla, R.I.P.
Did he die?
That guy sucks.
Oh,
no,
okay.
he just sucks.
Yeah, no, he's just a bad guy.
He's a bad dude. Yeah. Well, apparently, this is so funny because it's old news, and we're gonna get to that concept in a second here. But Ralph, had a menswear show in Milan, and apparently it's the first time in 20 years that he's had a men's show.
Whoa.
But here's the thing, we definitely live reacted to that spring show back in 2020.
That was fun
or something. Yeah. This is my house. I live here.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite jokes. Oh my god, there's someone behind me. I feel like everyone's always making a big deal, but I feel like Ralph does this. Maybe I'm just so uninformed, which we will get into again in a second. But I'm looking at it, and it is cool, I guess. It's. I mean, okay. Here's the thing. Ralph Lauren. No. Runways are its own art style. Obviously, some of this stuff won't be styled. Actually, maybe some of the stuff will be styled this way in the store. They have pretty good fashion-y merchandising, and they love layering in these Ralph Lauren stores.
Yeah.
But most of the stuff, always, it is classic pieces. It's something that's crazy new.
I mean, I like
that
guess there's
maybe
a big variety too in terms of the styling, which is kind of cool.
Well, yeah, because it's polo. And then purple label too. That's why there's the two the regular preppy stuff and then the fancy shit,
Yeah.
Polo. But yeah, there's a couple of you can tell that they are at the very least the styling of it. The stylists are very in the zeitgeist. It just feels very
in, man.
Very ALD. Well, I guess not. It doesn't have to be just ALD, but the kind of feels New York. Also, Ralph Lauren is pretty New York to me, but I mean, it's contemporary.
Some of this shit, I mean, it's very Ralph. I don't know, it is
Ralph through and
it
through.
is very zeitgeisty, but this is fucking everything is so obviously Ralph Lauren.
Yeah,
all the the beat up jeans with the barn coats. This is great. I'm looking at the navy blazer with the Fair Isle scarf, or maybe that's just a sweater tied over. Gray pants, brown bag, Ralph cap. Very
Wait,
good
that's
stuff.
Jeff. The one with Jeff? Yeah,
Oh,
that's
is that
Jeff.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Jeff the model. Yeah, Jeff Haggerty. I forget his last name.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool dude, big film boy. I watched Bad Times, not Bad Times at El Royale. What's it? Bad Day at Bedrock, whatever that movie is. Bad Day at Black Rock. I saw that with him when he visited. That was a lot of fun. Shout out Jeff. But yeah, that's probably the best fit, I think. Well, that's not true. I've got one more. But anyway, Spencer, you were saying you really like that one.
I like that one a lot. I don't know if that's the best one, but I was scrolling through, and I'm like, damn, I like this. It's a very simple look. This one feels pretty zeitgeisty, but I like it a lot.
Yeah, are people wearing neckties with blazers right now? I feel like people are. I feel like guys are still neckties are kind of quote coming back, but they are being worn with short jackets. They're not kind of when Travis Scott did that whole security guard chic thing. I think or looking like a valet, kind of like a fun take, or I guess subversive, ironic take on that. I think Balenciaga. I don't remember which brand it was, but like most times when I see a guy wearing a tie, it's like really baggy jeans or Dickies, some kind of work pant with like a short jacket or a leather jacket. People aren't always like, they're not going full Ralph, which I get. The conversation with like quiet luxury and like rich people and everything like that. I feel like people are still averse to looking too fancy. Obviously, we know that you don't have to, or you don't have to be rich to wear a necktie with a proper button-up or proper.
Actually, I think you
do.
do.
We know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. It's a requirement to be to have the income and to be in the socioeconomic level to do that. But no, I kind of wish we got more of the stuff like number 19, which is I think Wee Johns tagged me and saying that was a very Ethan look. And I'm like, yeah, it looks like Professor Lupin. You remember when we were talking about the Harry Potter outfits, where like it's like Lupin wears like a baggy like 4-button tweed suit. And he has like a big like scarf or cape with it. Yeah, number 19 looks really, really good, and I would do that.
That's a great one, yeah.
Yeah. How do you guys feel? Like, would you guys do the more runway like styling, as in like like the double layer? Like, there's a guy wearing a barn coat that's shorter than the sport coat underneath, but he's also wearing it with a cardigan. I think a number 16. Like, or I think it's a 2-piece or something like that.
I don't think I would wear that. Like, no. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, the older I get, the more simply I dress. But I don't know. Some of these are like really fucking good. Like, I like the we were saying before we recorded, or I guess we were saying that like the big thing is gray and black.
And khaki in this one too.
Sorry, khaki and gray. But I do like. Yeah. I mean, for example, like there's one. This one's kind of fucking like really cool. Number 40, the camel double-breasted jacket with a gray polo shirt, gray pants, and it looks like a blue ascot. Yeah, or like neckerchief or something. That's really good. I like the all gray suit, where it's like the gray
number 44.
Yeah, number 44, like with the matching tie and shirt and like brown shoes. That's kind of cool. Yeah.
I'm going to have a hot take. I don't like gray and khaki together. I think, at least here, it's too, like, maybe it's because it's a little camel-y. I mean, that's kind of the color of it. But, like, I think it stands out too much. And the gray's a little bit too light. I think if it was, like, charcoal, I think I would have liked it
Number 49, which I'm sending in our chat just so you also have that.
The Buck Mason man. The guy, Buck Mason himself. This it's crazy to see him not hold his hand out, I
know,
but that's a really good one. That's very, also he's not smiling, but I love that one. Like the kind of matching necktie with suit is fun, with the university stripe spread collar shirt, Western belt, and then the brown suede single box. This is a very Ethan look. I feel like that's I'm gonna wear that tomorrow kind of a thing.
53 to 55, all like Esquire man outfits, like.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, dude. I mean, that's like, so good.
Like very simple, but like I don't know, the boutonniere with the little pocket square sticking out and the slippers. The next one, that's very Esquire man, like the kind of like Chesterfield coat with the striped shirt and polka dot tie. That's great, man.
Oh, absolutely. I love a geometric tie.
Yeah.
Especially a polka dot one. I think number 51 is one of my favorites too. It's a very like normal look, but like that's so good. He's got the 6 on 6 on 2, but rolled to the 1. If you guys don't know, you guys follow RL Grails. I know he's in like the Wee Johns channel, but like he's like an Ralph Lauren expert. Truly one of the. I mean, I don't know who else parallels that knowledge. But RL Grail's like, he's kind of noticing how like this iteration, I guess you can kind of see it, where the pants are a little bit fuller than you'd expect, or that we've come to know from Ralph Lauren. I mean, I'm still can't afford any of it, but it is nice to see. The pants are a little bit higher, the jacket's a little bit longer, more drape in the chest, a bit wider of a leg opening. I mean, these models are also all like 6 foot and like 140 pounds. Like these guys are slim and hot and everything like that. I feel like their leg openings are like 8.5 inches. Like they're not like 10 like what I wear. But again, at least you can tell it's a little bit slimmer or wider than they would actually Normally I do. I do. I don't know if you guys notice this. I like in like numbers. I guess the black tie area from like 23 onward to like 40 to 37 or whatever. There's a little bit of like that kind of military jacket kind of a thing going on here. Like in 24, you have like a military style blazer with the twin or the quad breast pockets with brass buttons and epaulets.
Yeah.
And I really like the red version of it. Obviously it's very Ralph in number 37 to wear it with like the ripped jeans, but I would absolutely wear this with black pants. And like hell with riding boots. Actually making a whole fox hunting outfit actually. And except I'm not hunting foxes, I'm hunting cougars, you know what I'm saying?
Not
but no, I love this look. I like the kind of like pseudo Edwardian Regency, like the high neck scarf thing. And like the model's like vampire, like very long hair, kind of adds a really cool edge to it.
Edgy edge.
I think edgy edge, yeah. But yeah, I really like that. I need to wear my red blazer more often. What do you guys think of like the polo stuff, like the polo sport or whatever, numbers 1 through 16 though, like the very like Bodhi-esque, you know, like the Fair Isles, I guess, again, ALD, Corridor, all that kind of stuff.
I mean, it's cool. Like a lot of this stuff I would not wear, but like I don't. It's like
I feel
cool.
like you would rock the deep pile. Like,
oh man,
zips,
yeah,
you know?
I would love those. Like I don't know,
or
like
yeah, or would you prefer the actual Patagonia Retro X? You know what I mean? Like, would you go for the original kind of?
I would probably go for the original if I had a choice, but I wouldn't complain if I had these. I mean, hey, I like the guy with the fucking fringe jacket and the guitar.
Yeah,
we're getting some folk music over here, but I don't know. I like the styling of the stuff. Like a lot of it isn't. I wouldn't necessarily wear all this stuff together as they style it, but I like a lot of the individual pieces, man. Like the guitar outfit is the closest to like what I would wear right out of the box, I guess.
The which one?
The outfit number 7 where the guy's got a guitar.
Oh, I see it now. I just saw it.
Oh,
yeah.
Back, yeah.
That's definitely fun. Yeah, I mean, you should maybe if you're ever tired of your own fringe jacket, maybe you got to add stuff to it. You know?
Yeah, gotta, man.
Yeah.
But no, this stuff all feels very in and trendy right now.
You know, it would be really fun. Obviously, we maybe we'll treat this person out for lunch, but I think it'd be fun if we had a stylist like do this, but for our clothes, because I'm sure we all have the individual pieces. Like we all have a bunch of scarves, we have a bunch of sweaters. Like I mean, we could just do this, like we could just tie a Fair Isle, but I feel like it'd be fun if like someone wanted the challenge of like styling our wardrobes in that vein.
That would be neat.
I would be open for like a photo shoot, you know what I mean? Like obviously we wouldn't wear it out because it's not really us, but like, you know, to kind of show that we could do it, we just don't. You know?
Yeah.
Like, you know, obviously I have again a tweed jacket with Fair Isle, but like I wouldn't necessarily wear like my Fair Isle sweater vest as a scarf tied around my neck on top of that, and then tuck my pants into like Danner boots. I mean, I could, I just don't. I don't do that, you know. Maybe we're just old and we're set in our ways, or also we're just more. It's so funny. Like we are pretty conservative. I feel like as much as experimental quotation as we are, I think we have bold styles like of like what we wear outside, but it's done straightforward. We've kind of talked about this before, you know, with like being like we kind of play it straight, which is why it's kind of like more cosplay than it is fashion.
We pretend,
but
I
do think that's
is what you're saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah,
the allegations are out actually. But yeah, the reason I brought up the Ralph Lauren thing is because it took me a while to like hear about this, kind of like I didn't know it was happening until like I think I saw some people share some stuff, but again I assumed Ralph Lauren just shows everything. I don't pay that close attention to like fashion news or fashion drops, and I think that brings me to my question of how do you guys pay attention to this stuff, like these like product drops or like editorial stuff? Because sometimes I feel like I'm the one telling you guys, you know, and even then I'm also like not even like that tapped in.
Yeah.
But how do you guys feel about that shit? Like, do you tap in yourselves?
I don't
Usually
tap in
no.
myself, yeah, but I observe. I see what's out in the world. I look at what's on Instagram or whatever, but I'm not like following like industry news or whatever, but I definitely, I don't know, I pay attention and notice when different things get trendy.
Yeah, I guess when you see it out there. But I feel like, I mean, even when it comes to like our favored people, like I remember in the past, I would look at Drake's a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's like I'm bored of it. Because I guess I do still look at Drake's. It's just the pictures that I have saved, you know? Obviously, we've talked about like the, like the heyday of Drake's. I think also maybe what I'm describing is a generational thing where like, you know how like you listen like to the music you listened to when you were like in your mid 20s to 30s,
Yeah.
like when you were the most socially relevant, like you're, and you kind of just stick there. And like for me, again, that's like Drake's of 2017. Although I will say there is a difference between how they did it before and how they do it now. Just like how the Armory's photography is a bit more like before it felt cool when it was just like really artistic shots taken by like Mark Allen and Ethan in Hong Kong, and now it's like a regular brand.
Yeah.
But I feel like I just don't pay attention as much anymore, you know? And I wonder if it's because I'm not buying things. Do you guys think that you pay attention when you are shopping? Like,
I'd say so, yeah, because like right now I'm not really in the market for anything, and so I'm not. I don't know. I don't want
Right.
to look at anything because I don't want to. I don't want to desire like you know.
does that affect you a lot, I guess is my question, you know? Like when you see something, you're like, I gotta buy that.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
I guess that's what advertising is. But like, I guess I wish we were so cool to say like, no, it doesn't actually. I can look at
No, but
anything
it
and not want to buy it.
absolutely does. And
Yeah.
like I don't know, like it's less now because I have a lot of stuff, but like years ago when I was still kind of like building my wardrobe, I would definitely get that. And I mean, I still do to some extent, especially with a lot of suiting stuff. Like but like the a white double-breasted jacket has been on my list for years and years and years, but
Yeah, the things you want haven't changed. I would
yeah,
say, maybe.
exactly. But I don't know. There's some times where like especially if it's something that's not vintage, and so it's like when it's something that I could just buy right now, like that can be that temptation can be mighty.
Yeah, that makes sense. What about you, MJ? Do you feel tapped in? Are you looking at stuff? Because I feel like you share more. Also, you share more fashion memes than I do. Like, I mean, also, I don't really, as you said before, I'm not a big fan of memes. I prefer just making my own jokes and sharing original content.
Yeah.
But I feel like you're to me it seems like you're a little bit more tapped in. How is that with you? Also, you
Yeah,
work the context. You still work in a fashion space in retail, and so I'm sure people who are in it have to pay attention more. But tell me more about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of both. I mean, I don't look, I'm not on the lookout like to buy, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just that, I guess it's the reverse, right? It just like comes to me because I just physically see it like every day, right? And yeah, I mean, yeah, the memes they're just like throwing fits memes, so it's not even, I don't think it's even that deep. So,
Yeah.
I'm just like regularly exposed to a lot of it on a regular basis.
Do your coworkers talk about latest drops or anything like oh man, you see that new lookbook from this, or do you guys see that husband's photo or whatever?
I feel like it used to be more often before.
Yeah.
I don't work with a lot of like, I guess, similar minded, I guess, fashion people anymore. They've either left the company or moved to different stores, so I get less of that type of interaction. But it's just bless you. It just what was I saying? Yeah, it just happens to me, I guess, instead of me like I guess you said like paying attention or being like actively looking for like these new trends or drops,
So do you guys ever feel like left out when that happens, like, or if like when stuff gets brought up, or no? Well, I mean, I guess okay. The reason I bring it up is because like lately it kind of feels like like you haven't watched like a movie. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe
Sure.
I mean, Spencer, as you said too, like you don't you watch more old movies than new movies, and I'm the one out there watching a movie at least or two movies a week, kind of a thing. And so, like, we're all, talking about, like, oh, did you see Train Dreams? Did you see Hamnet? Stuff like that. And I think the reason why I feel kind of weird about it is because, like, I love movies. I would, in the past, I loved making movies. And so, me watching movies is a way for me to kind of, to stick with it a little bit. Just the same thing, like, I guess I like TV shows and heated rivalry it's you miss out on like the water cooler talk, I guess, is what I'm saying. And it is interesting, right, where like fashion is something that you can participate in your own way and be in your own world, but also like there's also like the world around it. And like so there's a new drop, I think, like J.W. Anderson, I think, has a new Uniqlo. I don't know how recent it is, MJ. You can correct me. But, like, I think they have a new big Oxford shirt, I think, as a part of the J.W. Anderson collab or this latest season of it. And the guy, one of my friends, was like, hey, did you check this out? Are you going to buy it? And I go, well, no. And also, I didn't know it was happening. And he was a little surprised that I didn't know that, I'm not, like, abreast of everything like that. And it's one of those things too where like the big Oxford shirt I feel like has been coming back. People have just been increasing like their fits lately, but also specifically for big Oxford shirts. 316 had one, I think, last year or 2 years ago, and then before that I think J. Crew also released their big Oxford shirt. And it's like, even then I wasn't paying too close attention. And a big part of it is kind of like what Spencer was talking about, where like you have your own thing. I literally have my own OCBDs. I have the Brooks Brothers. Like, why would I need to look at new stuff if I have it? And I'm wondering, like, the fact that I'm not buying anything makes me participate, or not participate, but like pay attention less. But then by that means I can't really participate in like fashion conversations as much, And obviously, the inspo can be found anywhere. We talk about movies and I guess and plays and stuff like that, or even animated movies, stuff like that, all the time. So it's not like we're not getting inspired from like the stuff that we interact with, but like I think that there is something about like the industry itself that I'm just like not keeping up with. And maybe I'm being less cynical about it because I know I can be a little bit like, oh, it's all advertising, which is true. But I think it's also fun to think about in terms of what's going on out there, because that's literally an example of like what trends are happening and like how the fashion conversation is like changing. And that's usually how people get their inspiration from, which then informs the whole thing. Versus, I know, again, from like stuff from their own context or, from movies. Like people are more likely to dress like an editorial than they are from like the Bob Dylan movie. I don't like, obviously Husbands and a whole bunch, and like YSL and like the reintroduction of indie sleeves maybe can be tied to a complete unknown or something like that in the future. But at least at the time, right, more people are more receptive to that kind of stuff. And so my point is like, oh, maybe I should go back to paying more attention again and like to be able to consume, but without buying, because I'm looking at these things. I'm not like, oh, I have to buy that thing. Like looking at the Ralph Lauren runway, I'm not like, oh, I gotta buy that Fair Isle, or I gotta buy those senior pants, or I gotta buy a camel coat. It does help that I already own this stuff, and so I don't need to buy the Ralph specific versions of it. But at the very least, it kind of, I don't know, it gives me some idea of like, oh, I can try and wear it that way, or maybe it's like, oh, cool, things are finally getting wider. I'm curious how that'll affect how other people start wearing their stuff, or maybe after seeing this Ralph Lauren runway, people will wear ties more often, or maybe we'll see more black tie fits that are more traditional but more Western. I guess we did see that with the Bodhi, like the rise of that like kind of like Bodhi string tie, black tie thing. Remember that was trending for a little while, like during the award season, like a year or two or so ago. But anyway, I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm feeling left out. Maybe I'm feeling a little sensitive because I haven't really been in the menswear world for quite a little bit now. But I feel like I need to like, or it would be nice to consume more like a movie where it's fun to look at and just have an opinion about it without having to buy it. I mean, the hope is that, people are not over consuming, like, as we encourage people to do this. And I think also our followers, I think, are also more tapped in than we are. Like, I think at a certain point now, our inspiration and articles and media folder or channel in the Discord is more from other people than us. I mean, at least I used to post in here pretty often, but now I feel like it's other people, which is great. I don't want ever to be like, oh, I want this all to be my point of view, even though that's kind of half true. But it is nice when other people, it's cool to see other people kind of participate and the breadth of inspo, right? But I think it's also important to make time for some of the recent stuff that comes out in a way that's not super, like, consumerist or whatever. I do think it's dubious when people, like, they see a new release and they have to buy, like, that particular thing. Like, I don't have that. But again, I've been collecting, like, my entire life. Like, both me and Spencer have fringe jackets. We all have Fair Isle sweaters. We all have, I don't know, fucking navy double-breasted blazers. We have gray pants. We have tuxedos. We don't need to, like, buy it. Yeah. Maybe other people just don't have it, which is why, which is a different experience. I feel like maybe we would have been like, I gotta buy that. We would be more on it like 5 or 10 years ago, which I think is actually true. Like, we'd be like, oh my God, do you see the new Simon Cathcart drop? And now I'm like, oh shit, they brought that now? Like, someone else will wear it or something, or like, I'll get like an ad. I won't be as, like, tapped in. Maybe it's also because, like, I'm not scrolling on, like, I'm not in class in college, bored out of my mind, and, like, I have to, like, well, I'm just gonna go through Tumblr. I'm gonna go through like the archive of, like, the Armory's journal or the Drake's Diary journal or whatever. Yeah. I think that's honestly why I did that. Yeah, I want to touch grass, bro. I want to be out there. I gotta be watching my train dreams and eating. Yeah. I'm talking sod. I'm talking Kentucky bluegrass. I'm talking crab. That's right, crabgrass. That's right. But yeah, I think what's also funny is, I just bought something today, right?
Speaking of buying,
hours before this, and I did not see it on any. I didn't see it on any editorial. I did not see anyone, like, any Instagram guy wearing it. That's not to say that it's not inspired by something else. Like, everything is always inspired. I would say maybe it's inspired by Spencer himself, actually, because I've seen him wear it. I think once or twice, maybe. You should wear it more often, Spencer. But I bought a bib front Western shirt today. and like, I think that's really funny where, like, it's not predicated on a lookbook or a drop, or even like no, I don't think any brand is making, like Bodie is not making a bib shirt, unless they are. Who knows? I haven't looked at Bodie in a while. Should I look at Bodie? Bob D? Sorry, that's my. I haven't really paid attention to them. Like, okay, new arrivals. If I click on new arrivals, it's all okay. They have a tuxedo shirt with, like, embroidery on the bib, which is, like, very them. I wish theirs was like a wing collar. But yeah, they're not making a fucking, frog closure shirt, kind of, like, and so I kind of just felt like I wanted it, and I don't know why, but I looked up Bucky Barnes, where he wears, like, a military tunic style shirt, and I was like, I kind of want that, and I looked it up on eBay. I looked up bib front, a Western shirt, vintage, and again, I kept the search term very vague, because, as we said in our previous episode, that's how you find the good shit. Like, you can't be specific. You can't be like, oh, I gotta look up, like, a Ralph Lauren one, or because you're not gonna find it unless you really want to wait for it to come out. But for $30, I found a bib front 100% cotton denim Western shirt from H-Bar-C. And that's a pretty good brand. That's a certified menswear banger of a brand, especially when it's vintage and not poly. And I bought that. Super cool. Can't wait to have it. Maybe by the time this episode comes out, I'll have worn it a little bit, so the following episode will have some photos. But a good example of, like, that's what's weird. I'm participating by buying, which is something I don't want to admit. But it's kind of, that makes the thing kind of interesting, right? Where, like, I want to be able to consume lookbooks without buying, and I want to be able to buy without it being predicated on a lookbook. Which, is that authentic, I guess? I don't know. I mean, there's been a whole conversation about authenticity lately. I mean, I guess it's been ongoing. I mean, it's like the latest like buzzword to like analyze, like what exactly is authentic. And I read a really good article shared, I think, by Xeometer, and I'll link it in my blog post or whatever. But it's from the magazine Vestage, I think. I don't know how you pronounce it. But they had a little blurb about authenticity, and it kind of talked about consistency and how, like, do things have to be consistent to be authentic? Because we tend to we tend to prize that, right? We kind of like turn our noses up at people who go from one look to another, and we say that's not authentic. And I know I've definitely been critical of that, but I think people can contain multitudes, I guess, And I was talking with a friend, and it was like a bar conversation, and we were actually talking about what we talked about in our previous episode about the like the whole people are so focused on brands, and people get into this thing and they want more of the brand versus the details, and and she kind of brought up, we were just kind of talking about that. We talked about the 2016 trend, which I don't know if you guys have been seeing, but like, sharing photos from like a decade ago. Kind of funny that happened right after I did my whole, our whole episode on getting inspired from yourself. Are people reading the blog? Oh man.
Pay attention.
But it was kind of funny to see people share their old photos and how far they've come. And I know my Instagram's private, but I did it on my TikTok as well, where I shared some photos that were a bit more funny. Like I with the getting inspired from yourself, I picked the ones that I directly lifted and that were just good. And with the 2016 one, stuff that was a little bit more like when I was wearing skinny clothing, when I wasn't too confident about wearing vintage all the time. But one of my friend, we were talking about this, my friend said, like, even though some of it's kind of bad, like there's that fit of me wearing like kill shots with skinny jeans and but with a tweed jacket, OCBD, and sweater. There's kind of like a preppy thing. She's like, I can still see you through it, and you haven't changed that much. Like, you've just kind of honed in the fit. There's some photos of me wearing like a 2-button flannel jacket from H&M, but I'm wearing it with a check shirt and a striped tie that I still kind of do today. And yeah, she kind of remarked how not too much had changed. And she was showing me pictures from her 2016 challenge where she was, more different than what she wears today. I think it was more of like the Tumblr hipster thing. Very, you could argue of the moment, but she was kind of in that world. She was a musician during that time. She was in that kind of indie sleaze world. And, she was talking about how, she had her Brett Summer moment where, the kind of like ironic but earnestly ironic, played up to 11 kind of like rave hot girl summer thing from a couple of years ago. She likes dark academia, she likes Bridgerton, she finds ways to wear this stuff, and she owns all this kind of stuff in one closet, but she does change more drastically from one look to the other, whereas me, and by extension kind of you guys, are a bit more honed in. And we were just kind of talking about like, does she kind of straight up asked me, do you think you're more authentic than me? And I was like, that's kind of a crazy thing, kind of a bold question to open up to the full floor. But I was honest when I told her, like, I don't think that that's necessarily the case here. I felt like it's just two different ways of approaching, I guess, expression or creativity. And then reading that article kind of like helped bolster that. Where like, maybe it's the fact that maybe there's authenticity in choosing what to do with your mask versus whether you have a mask at all. Because I think that we're all kind of, even in our classic menswear mode, like it's still a form of a mask. Is that even, quote, authentic? Like, I'm not from the East Coast, like I'm not I guess I have a corporate job, but I don't go into the office. Like, do I have to wear a suit? Is that inauthentic for me to wear a suit? Like, no. But where is that to say, like, you can't go from a Bridgerton look one day to like a grungy thing when you like Bridgerton and dark academia, and you like the kind of Wuthering Heights, and you like this like fantasy rom-com kind of thing, but you also like dressing like the grunge musician that you were in your youth, that you still make music, you still like singing, stuff like that. Like, how is that, who am I to say that that's not authentic? And we kind of, as we were talking, we kind of, we talked about music and everything like that. And she's like, I said, oh, my taste in music also hasn't really changed either. Whereas she has a lot of these distinct eras, not just like what she liked, but she still likes listening to that stuff now. And she kind of goes from, those genres depending on her mood. And it kind of brought up the whole style versus fashion kind of a thing. And we had a more positive, I guess, epiphany that came out of it, where like it's just really about the two different ways of approaching things. Like on one end, it can be about enjoying like the idea of fashion, the idea that anything and or a variety of mediums, experimentation can still express who you are, even if the different genres that you do are distinct. For example, Bob Dylan has done a lot of crazy different stuff. Each album sounds crazy different from each one, but it still feels like Bob Dylan, or Beyonce, right, with like, doing Cowboy Carter compared to like when she was in Destiny's Child or doing her solo stuff, like it still is her, and you could be discharitable or whatever to be like, oh, they're just, going with the trends. But I do think that there's something kind of interesting in balancing a different genre, a different bolder, a broader stroked expression, but still maintaining your central line, I guess. Versus, being more into, I wouldn't say more into style, but finding kinship with a specific genre, like classic menswear, and then finding joy or finding the creativity with the nuances found within, like, obviously with us, the classic menswear, vintage menswear, like we still have distinct looks, right? We still have like Western and Mill Syrup and Ivy and Apparel Arts. But in broad strokes, like we're not doing anything avant-garde, we're not fully grunge or anything like that, or like, doing skater looks or whatever. It's still kind of within this like little confine. But I think that, at least for me, I enjoy the nuances. And if we compare that to music too, it's like John Williams, where like, yeah, he's firmly an orchestral composer, a symphonic composer, and more classical quotation marks than compared to like John Cage, who is like, avant-garde, but he still gets to experiment. He still gets to do a Western score. He still gets to do something like Close Encounters, or he still gets to do fucking Indiana Jones and write fanfares and everything like that. And so like, he's in that mode, and he still obviously likes music and the possibilities of music, but he still, sticks with whatever, like this kind of the boundaries of the genre, and I don't know, I kind of just like that, like, it's kind of just two different ways. It's still, they both involve music, Bob Dylan and John Williams, or Beyonce and John Williams or whatever, but it's kind of like, do you like the entirety of music, which is cool, or do you like, diving deep and getting specific, and then like, those small little things? It's just a really cool conversation that I feel like, I guess, yeah, and by that way kind of ties around to the whole style versus fashion argument. And maybe it was fascinating to me because menswear guys love saying, oh, it's style, not fashion. But I feel like it's like cut of the same cloth, you know? I don't know. What do you guys think? Kind of a big, kind of a big thing, but yeah,
big thing.
I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things where I have an appreciation for like a broad set of styles, but I am more comfortable myself within like kind of one genre, and I don't know. I feel like that's most. I don't necessarily want to, like, I feel like that is most artists or most people who are into the arts, like, or at least I'd like it to be. I think it's good to have, an appreciation for a lot of things, even if you kind of stick to what you're comfortable with for the most part, personally. And that's how I kind of operate.
Yeah, maybe, I mean, even with art for me. Oh yeah, go ahead, MJ.
I was gonna say maybe this is like a topic because I guess wearing clothes requires, or like, being into fashion or whatever you want to call it, is more, there's more like participation involved versus how you're like comparing it to, doing your other hobbies, or I guess sometimes consuming things. That's it. You just like, you watch movies, you play video games, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it feels maybe lower stakes. So it doesn't, it's like,
Right.
I feel like you're less called out for being like, oh, Ethan, you like, you like these video games or like whatever, and like also like this genre of this. But with clothes, since it's more involved, more effort.
Right, and it's so external, right? People can see
Mm-hmm.
it. People won't know about your music taste unless you literally share it or you force someone to listen to it.
Yeah. So I think that's why maybe that like authenticity part is like put into question, even though I think it's it's like I think it's like the same thing as being into different different
it's not that
genres of
serious
music,
or whatever.
different or like having different hobbies, and then even within that those genres of clothing, it's sort of like the same thing about being into different hobbies in of itself.
Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, maybe it could just be like a personality thing too, where like, do you like drilling down versus like, again, broad strokes? Because I like painting, but you could argue I paint the same thing over and over again. It's just shapes and colors. I'm not going from like photorealistic portraits to abstract to graphic art or whatever. Like I'm still very like, this is obviously it's behind me right now, but like it's still very in that vein. Just like when I compose music, I'm not like, I'm more like John Williams. I'm like, everything sounds, everything's orchestral. I'm not like, oh man, I'm gonna do some crazy tones and synth and I'm gonna write a pop song to the next and I'll write a folk song. It's not that I don't like any of those things. I just, whenever I do it, it comes out that way. And I guess, that way I do have some admiration for people who are multidisciplinary in that way. Who, like they have abstract, like they do ceramics and not just like, they do ceramics in different ways. Like some ceramics could be cutesy and some of it could be super fucking like crazy, abstract and super artistic in that way. I do find, I wouldn't say jealous, I just say I have a lot of admiration for that kind of a thing, but I do find kinship is like we like creating things, and it's I think it's not
even artists who are exploring like multiple mediums like that, I feel like for the most part, even then they tend to stick to similar themes in the different medium.
Yeah, I think you can always tell like when there's like the central line or whatever, even if it's like kind of disparate from one to the next. And I guess that's like the whole part of it too, where if you can see reoccurring themes come up versus them discarding things. I think we've talked about this before with like trends and like how we buy things, where it's like there's nothing wrong with trying something new or experimenting, but I guess it's kind of like, do you discard what came before for the sake of the new, or because it's like socially, or it's like a part of like the social aspect where like you can't be the old. I think constantly doing the new thing might be the issue there. And I think what's cool with the conversation with my friend was, even though we are different in broad versus nuanced strokes, she still does the old stuff. She still references the old stuff. So I feel like that, to me, that's why it felt authentic. It didn't feel like she was just like being a trend chaser, because she still maintains her central line. She still returns to those things. She still references the past and keeps that part of her alive. And maybe if she, and it's fine. Sometimes there are things that we all give up stuff every once in a while, right? Like it's not like, as much as I like to want to keep my things until they fall apart, right? Like there's some times where, like I just don't wear that anymore. It doesn't happen often, but it still does. Like I recently gave up my yellow corduroy sport coat. And a part of it is because it's a hunting jacket and not the sack jacket that I gave MJ. You still have that, right, MJ? The yellow corduroy sack jacket? Yeah. See, if I had that, it's, if the new one I had was that one, maybe I would have kept it. But, it's a different type of jacket, and I just didn't wear it as much, and I gave it away. And that's fine too. That's and I think it's fine when we get to discard stuff. And I don't know. There's always like that conversation about style versus fashion, but I think finding appreciation for people who do broad strokes, I think is still fine to be authentic, as long as they stick with it. That'll always be my caveat. Like as long as they kind of maintain a little bit of it and don't just go like willy nilly. Because I think adding things is always good. Like even though I love John Williams, I still add new music to my playlist, but I still listen to the old stuff. You know, like that's the whole, I'm not like, oh, it's passe to listen to John Williams. You know, I don't like that aspect of it. I think everything, as we've said before, everything is like additive, versus it being like shallowly held. But yeah, that was a really fun conversation that I had with my friend. I thought that was really, really cool. Do you guys think you'll ever do a broad stroke change? No, right? We're in our 30s now. Yeah.
Nope.
You're not gonna just end up like, actually, I'm gonna be all Yoji Yamamoto.
I mean, who knows? Actually. I never say never, but at least right now I don't see it. I've been happy the way I've been dressing for the years.
Because even if, like, you know, God forbid, like something catastrophic happens and we lose all our clothes, I feel like it'll just end up being replacing with the same things.
Yeah, I think I've invested too much. I mean, I wouldn't want to say it's sunk cost fallacy, but I do think that, like, I've done this for so long, I can't not have it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a part of me. But who knows? Maybe when I go to Japan later this year, I'll come back and, guys, I'm sorry, I'm going to be all capitaled out. Which capital isn't too far from classic menswear, because it is, like, vintagey and, you know, Americana. It's just not, like, suits and ties. But who knows? Never say never, right? Never say never. We are your friends.
Yeah,
we are your friends.
Peace, love, unity. Rave stuff.
Yeah,
that's maybe I'll be a rave guy,
dude. That would be sick. Let's start wearing trip pants.
Let's start wearing trip pants and start taking Molly.
Yeah.
There's so many different genres of
drugs.
Of drugs and of music. I think it's weird. I mean, I don't know. Looking back off of this, I feel like I'm such a very narrow person, but then I don't think that it is, but like in broad strokes, right? Like I like classical music. I like orchestral music, but there's a lot of crazy stuff that I like. There's also a lot of straightforward stuff I like. You know, like I like certain types of books or whatever, but I think each book I really read is different. I don't know. I feel like to me it's like it's different, but other people will be like it's not. It's the same thing with the uniform thing where like or with outfit repeating where I'm like, this outfit is different, but people are like, no, it's not. It's the same thing. But I like that. I guess I just like the nuance stuff. Maybe I wouldn't say it's like an if you know kind of attitude, but there is something there that I just prefer over like having to be like, you know, making a broad, like, you know, like, oh man, I gotta wear a suit this day, the next day I'm gonna wear Yoji or something like that. Although people are always surprised whenever I wear jeans. They never expect that to happen. And I'm like, why would I not wear jeans? They wore jeans back then. Yeah. That's also not why I wear it. I don't wear it because it's old.
Yeah.
It's just the photos that I like. I'm dressing like a photo, and they wore jeans in that one. But that's probably the biggest broad stroke. Well, thank you guys for listening to the episode. I hope you've enjoyed this fun discussion about a variety of topics, I guess, you know. If you guys want to support the podcast and, you know, and hey, contribute to the conversation, you can go to patreon.com/downdirection. $5 a month gives you access to our Discord channel, where we talk about the stuff, as well as our library of bonus episodes where we talk about Marty Supreme, Train Dreams, other movies like Secret of the Incas, Live by Night, the worst costumed movie of all time. So if you like that, let's have $5 a month. Double it, $10. You get nothing else other than us thanking you. MJ, who are we thanking?
We are thanking our sidecast fanatics Shane Curry, Philip Gergard, Henrik Wilberg, and Talbot.
We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for supporting the podcast. My name is Ethan.
I'm Spencer.
And I'm MJ.
We'll see you guys next time in a bib front Western shirt. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.